Hey everyone, Joey here, and I'm talking about today's recap. It's Friday, August 6th here, and today I'm green. Happy to say that I'm up $903, so pretty decent. But it was a little bit of a struggle today. I'll show you what I traded and show you how it went. So let's pull up the performance for today. I took quite a few trades today. I took about 39 trades. And right here towards the morning, I was just going back and forth, back and forth. Wasn't really getting anywhere. My first, let's call it 16 trades, just kind of going sideways, up and down. I traded, there was a few stocks today. There was ANY, there was any, KXIN. What else do we have? Works, WORX, BYSI. And I got one, I think it was actually two trades on FTFT, but yeah, those are the stocks I traded. And I was finally able to get to a place after my 16th trade to start working uphill. And since then, just going uphill, which is a great thing. I did lose $100 on my last trade with KXIN, and it was on a short position. So moral of the story today, I traded let's see. Well, this is BYSI. KXIN, I felt like was the one I had the most amount of time in today. And I was trading it to both directions. Where I saw opportunity on the long side, I'd hop in. I had a few scalp trades on it. And my big mistake today was getting a little overconfident in this area here. So KXIN had an obvious nice run towards the end of the day. What was happening as it was forming is it made its run earlier in the day, pulled back quite a bit, went sideways, and then we had this curl up here that was going up to $3. So my idea was, I was thinking, you know what, this looks like it might be just because of the sell-off here and the history on this thing going sideways, I think it might come up here and test that 3 area. And if it doesn't get past it quickly, then it'll possibly just run to the downside and form that whole U shape. And unfortunately, I went in for a short here and started accumulating, and it just popped right through. So I had to sit through that. I didn't want to sell that. And I should have thought about reconsidering, because if you look at the yearly chart here, it's had some big runs in the past, like this day and this day, and there was volume there. So there was volume, plenty of volume today, and there was news. So there was a catalyst. Forget what the news was. I think it was, let's see if I can pull it up. Auto stock soars after disclosing merger talks, ambition to yeah, it was a merger for this is an auto company. Looks like it was they were talking about merging, I think, with some electric vehicle companies. But anyways, some news and definitely a catalyst. And so I got a little worried going into that short position, and maybe should have cut the loss sooner, but it got out of hand and started really growing on me. The thing was, at this point, at the highs on this, I was down. I think it was about $1,800, so easily enough to kind of wipe me out for the day. Because I was sitting. Let me show you. At the end of the day, I was sitting up $1,000, and already on this position towards the end of the day, getting into this, down at the peak of it about $1,800. So had I sold, somewhere in that area, I would have been red definitely on the day. After hours hits, I decide to hold because we get this really drastic sell-off, but it bounces back. And so I hate playing this game of kind of that waiting game, especially after hours. And fortunately, we did get a breakdown, which was very excellent for me, at least. And I just finally sold out of it. My average cost was $281. I covered here at $283 and decided to be done with it. I didn't want to get too greedy and try to get green on it, because I thought in this area it might bounce out, but who knows where this thing is going to go. It's not looking too great right here, looking kind of bearish, but maybe it stabilizes at some point and goes on another run on Monday. There is the possibility. You never know what can happen in the market. So that I lucked out with this, but I don't like being in that position where I'm having to sit and watch after hours and trying to sell and get out of a position. But it took me down $100, which wasn't really that bad. So sitting up $1,000 or $900 on the day for it. So I'm pretty happy. I'm not going to cover the other stocks. I had just a few trades on BYS and not a whole lot of stuff today that was really like moving up drastically. KXIN was the one that had the huge run today. Went up about 100%, maybe a little bit more than that. So it just took a while for KXIN to do that. All day it was just kind of chopping around a bit. Didn't go on its run here. Pulled back, went sideways. Decent run afterwards. I wish I would have been, I was so levered in at this point when I was shorting it that I didn't have any capital to trade it to the long side. Otherwise I would. I did have a few spots today, like when I was trading BYSI. There were times where I was long one stock and then short the other. So I don't know. I feel lately the shorting has been helping me out a bit. And sometimes they're my bigger gainers on my short position. So kind of happy with that. It's not a bad place to be, but the shorting, you do have to pay some fees. With E-Trade, they're not really significant, so I don't worry about those too much, but you do pay, overnight fees if you hold, plus hard to borrow rates. Whereas when you go long, you don't have to worry about any of that. So that's kind of what's nice about going long. And with your capital, you can easily use up a lot more of your capital when things are hard to borrow with your margin rates or with your margin account. So when I do go short, it seems to suck out more of my capital than if I was going long. So that's the disadvantage, but I find there's plenty of opportunities to go short. In the past, I used to just trade only to the long side. And it's just nice to know you have that option to also, when you see a huge run and maybe you miss out on it. For me, I like to know that, hey, maybe this could be the top of a certain area and might be a great chance to actually short the stock. And plenty of times I find myself capitalizing on a lot of those short positions. So definitely helps out. Hope you guys traded well today. Happy Friday to you. Let me know how you did today, if you were green, if you were red. And let me know what you think about the market lately in the small cap world. Or you feel like it's chopping around? Love to know how your month is going. I still got a lot of work ahead of me for this month. I'm still red on the month. If we look at this for August, had my nasty big red day on Monday. Showing some transparency there. Down 4,000. That was a huge hit Monday. And because of it, I'm down negative $2,700 on the week. So like I said, I've got work cut out for me next week to try to get that. It's just horrible when you take such a huge hit at first. And now, even with my good trading days, sometimes they're just not significant enough to really pull you out of it completely. But yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. So anyways, that's it for now. Take care. I'll see you guys on Monday.